Alright, guys, gals, and everything in between. So, take two on this. Didn't know that my lens was all smudged up. Rings of Power, episode 4 is here, so the Lokes, of course, gotta come out because this show's a pile of fuck. And, yeah, so let's get into it. So, to be fair, there actually is a shot in the show that's really rad. And it's when the Numenorian queen, I forget her name, I don't give a shit, sees this massive tidal wave and Numenor being destroyed. And it's like, wow, that's really cool. And then they wake up and the show is fucking boring. Anyways, it's a dream, it's a vision, bad things are happening. So, yeah, that's pretty much what they've said for 4 fucking episodes, is that bad stuff's coming, guys! I mean, nothing's happening now, but bad stuff's coming! So yeah. Elrond also is looking for Durin because somehow they've miraculously built up that tower a bunch. And they're just like, yeah, we're all working together. How long is the time lapse? She's been on Numenor for like a day. And so I'm not gonna question it. Not gonna question it. So, anyways, yeah, Elrond goes looking for him. That's cool. Numenor has a moment where they do they're taking our jobs thing again. They're like, they're taking our jobs. They're coming into our country illegally. Blah, 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 blah. Allegory that Tolkien didn't want. And, yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, then we go back to Elrond. And Elrond, the dwarves are the best part of this show because they're actually done really well. Disa, Durin's wife, is really good. I just wish she had a fucking beard. How hard is it to give her a beard, man? I want a beard on a dwarf woman because that's what they're supposed to have, and we don't get it. But anyways, Disa does great. She tries to deceive Elrond. Elrond knows. They go find it, then they're like, oh, we found this amazing, mysterious thing. It's Mithril. We all know it's Mithril. Then, there's like a cave collapse, and Elrond's like, no, Durin. He's like, I've got 4 dwarves in there. Action scene that you could have. Your show cost $1 billion. How in the heckity-doodah did your show cost $1 billion when you have that scene off camera? And yeah, it happens off camera, and you're like, oh wow, this continues to be fucking boring. That's cool. That's really neat. It's boring as shit. And then, yeah, they're fighting back in Numenor. Galadriel wants to speak to the manager again, because it's happened in every episode. So for 4 episodes, she's demanded to speak to a manager of some kind. Good job. You wanted to make a feminist icon, you made Karen. Fruit for thought. So there that is. And they tease a thing again with the dwarves where like the ground's shaking. It's gonna be the Balrog. They're gonna fuck up the Balrog somehow. So there's that is. If you want to see the Balrog get fucked up, I don't. Yeah, it's coming because Balrogs are cool. Oh yeah, so the taking our job scenes happened. I recapped on that. Then you got the whole them going back. So Galadriel just beats the shit out of a bunch of Numenorian guards, and then Halbrand's like, oh, I wouldn't fuck with her if I were you because I'm Halbrand. And yeah, if you think that sounded stupid, just watch the show. And then the king guy is like, all right, cool. We're not gonna fuck with her. We're gonna send her back home. Then they do a scene that is such a blatant ripoff. If Peter Jackson can sue, I would love it. Because they're like, the queen has agreed to come back with Galadriel. And everyone just goes, Galadriel, or names like that. Just call them by their actual names of how they're supposed to be pronounced. Tolkien made language. Anyways, then they do this scene where they all go, and you, like, basically you have my sword, and you have my bow, and my axe, and my Four Loko. Yep. They do that scene, and That's at the very end. That's where they're like, we have the Fellowship of the Ring. It was supposed to be an epic moment, and it's so dumb because you're like, you're just ripping off the better fucking movie, asshole. And anyways, but backtracking a bit, Isildur is a bitch. Isildur's a fucking bitch. He deliberately flunks a sail thing, and then the guy gets mad, and is like, I've seen you do this 100 times. You and your crew are kicked off. The crew are like, you're such a spoiled bitch, Isildur, and then he's like, no, I'm not, and then they have this little, like, bitch fight for a little while. Isildur is one of my least favorite characters. At least, again, the Harfoots aren't fucking in it. I fucking hate them. But they weren't in this episode, so that was nice. Other than that, nothing happened. We set up Mithril. We set up them going back to the land of Middle-earth or whatever, and they're turking her gerbs, build a wall, make Middle-earth great again. And Galadriel wants to speak to the manager. Aside from that, oh, and now 10 days apparently is going to span between when they're there then and when they go back. So that's a thing. So we know now 10 days is going to span, and who knows what the fuck's going to happen. Then they're like, when the tree falls, Numenor's going to die and shit. Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite things ever. And I'm talking about it like it's a Transformers movie that Michael Bay made. I fucking hate this series. Oh my god. Oh, the thing that they set up with where they don't show the guy's face, the orc guy, where they're not Arnor, whatever he is, I don't give a shit. That was underwhelming. He just kind of shows up, stabs an orc, and then is like, how about you go back to your people and warn them we're going to destroy them? And then, yeah, that's it. And yeah. So I think he's the villain of season 1. And then when they inevitably reveal that Halbrand is Sauron, then everyone's going to be like, oh, well, okay, that's now the villain. Cool. This show's pointless. And they reference Morgoth again. We could have had a show with fucking Morgoth. That'd have been rad. We're not. So, yeah, we get this. So, I will watch next week's episode too. I hate myself. Anyways, that was a thing. You know, I was so refreshed after watching Clerks 3, and now I had to watch this, but I do it for you folks. So yeah, also, I submitted my computer to get repaired, so fingers crossed that there's nothing worse wrong with it. That should be fixed, so we should be getting back to the normal setup here within the next week. Alright, guys, gals, and everything in between. Did you actually like Rings of Power? Are you just offended by these? Or, you know, am I on point? I'm on point. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I got plenty more videos coming to you. Love you guys. I want to fucking have this show die because it rapes me in my butthole violently all the time.